Right, ladies and gentlemen, this is number 4 from the homework for tonight. It says Washington, D.C. The United States Capitol is located 800 meters south and 2,300 meters to the east of the White House. If the locations were placed on a coordinate grid, the White House would be at the origin. What is the distance between the Capitol and the White House? All right, so this time they didn't give us a visual, right? They didn't give us that graph paper that we got in the last question. So let's go ahead and just kind of try to draw one, all right? So basically, let's draw a little origin right here. And they said Washington, D.C., or the White House is at the origin. So right there, that's the White House, all right? And it says the United States Capitol is located 800 meters south and 2,300 meters east. All right, so let's say never eat sour watermelons, okay? That's how I remember north, east, southwest in clockwise motion. Never eat sour watermelons, or never eat soggy waffles, sorry. All right, so that's the origin, and they said the United States Capitol is located 800 meters south. All right, so let's pretend that's 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700, 800. So it's 800 meters south, so somewhere right here, right? But then it also says it's also 2,300 meters to the east. All right, so let's say this is, that is 1,000, 2,000, 2,100, 2,200, 2,300. So right about here. So this is the United States Capitol. I'll just put cap. That's the Capitol. So they want to know what is the distance between the origin, the White House, and the Capitol building. Well, we did a question just like this on the last question, right? All right, so let me grab a different color here. All right, so again, we're trying to go from the origin to this point right over here when we want to know what the distance is, okay? All right, so we have to use that all-important distance formula again. All right, so I'm going to write it down. Again, it looks scary, but it's not actually not. So D equals the square root of x sub 2 minus x sub 1 plus y sub 2 minus y sub 1. I'm trying to get used to this S pen. All of that is squared. All right, so that's the formula. It looks super scary. You probably have it in your book or in your notes, hopefully, if you're paying attention during class. All right, so now all we have to do is plug in our numbers and solve it. All right, so let's just kind of, what is our x2 at this point right here? What is our x value? How far to the right or how far east is that? Well, it told us in the question that it's 2,300 meters east. So we're going to say 2,300 minus, and how far is this x value? Well, it's 0, right? So 2,300 minus 0, and then all of that squared, plus, and I'm running out of room. I wish this S Pen wrote a little bit smaller, but it's all right. We're going to make it work. All right. Now, y2. Well, the y value is up and down, right? How far down is this y value right here? Well, didn't it tell us that it was 800 meters south, right? Because if this is south, this is north, this is east, and this is west, right? So it's 800 minus, well, what's the y value right here? It's 0, right? So D equals 2,300 minus 0 is just 2,300. And we have to square that, right? Because don't forget about that little squared. Plus, what is 800 minus 0 squared? Well, it's just 800 and then squared. Now, I know these are really big numbers, so in the next video, I'm going to get a blank piece of paper, and we're going to do all this math together. This is part 1 go on to part 2. I don't want these videos to be too long.